So yeah, it finally started, so we're gonna get to that now. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna pull it in and I'm gonna grab all the filters and stuff and bring that in. So if you watch my videos, you know that my sled backfires like a lot. Like more than it should, in my opinion at least. Like every time I let off the throttle, pop. I don't know how well the camera picked it up from all the other times I've been out there, but... And this 800 used to be really tight. Like the throttle response was a lot higher than it used to be. Like sometimes I'll open it up and it feels like it bogs down almost. So I'm gonna try and figure out why it's doing that today. So I haven't taken one of these apart in a good while, and I'm not 100% sure how it comes apart. So I'm just gonna start attacking some screws. So it looks like that top has to come off first. Oh, so the whole piece here looks like it's gonna come when I get all the bolts loose, all the way up to the front, which is very interesting. Let me get the other side. Can you see that in there? This boot is actually blown. Like I can shove my finger right through there. So that's interesting. So I took the boot off. I'm gonna have to grab a new one. I think we're onto something. Oh, there we go. Now we can get that key removed. Oh, this one's still holding on, so just give that a little go. One more thing. What is that, a drain? It's just a little tube that looks like it hooks into the air box, I'm guessing. No zip tie or anything on it. It looks like just a little synthetic hose. Interesting. See if it'll come off of this end. Yeah, easy as that. Just a little pull. So we'll put a zip tie on there after. We still need to take that air box out. So let's have fun with that. I know from past experience that this has to come off. To get this up and over, you have to take this collar off. I'm just gonna shove a wad in the tank here. Make sure nothing gets in there that we don't want. It's decided to get harder as we go. Which, can't blame it. Okay, that collar is off. Now for the easy part, disconnecting these leads. So this one is just in the front, and the desk key right up in here has its own clamp. And there we go. Okay, now that we got it off, it's just a quick removal. Then we have a little more clearance. So, sad to say, but I'm admitting defeat on the plugs. They've got this banding on the outside of the plug to hold it in place, and I can't get it off. So that's where we're gonna stop for this one. But the whole reason I got into this was because the sled was backfiring a bunch. Like anytime I let off the throttle, it'd pop, right? I have a suspicion that it's that rip boot, because this thing has 300 kilometers on it. So I don't think it would need new plugs yet. But yeah, sadly, I can't figure I can't figure it out. So I guess I'm gonna try and put it back together how it was, but I'm gonna order a new boot for it because I know that's the issue now. Because usually when they backfire, it's because they're running a little bit too rich. When it's sucking in and I let off the throttle, it's not sucking as hard out of there, but it's getting a big boost out of the rips in this boot. So there's no good seal there, so that's why it would be popping and backfiring, because the O2 sensor is picking up that it's getting extra air. So when they get extra air, they dump more fuel. So that is my culprit. Shouldn't be the plugs. So I'm gonna order one of those, get that put on. Let's hope I can get this back how it was. So yeah, it seems like that rip boot would be the problem on here. I thought it was maybe the plugs, but it's not the plugs. Before that, I thought it was the fuel maybe, but it's had 2 tanks of fuel through it so far, and it should be pretty much cleaned out by now, I'd think. I would have liked to change the spark plugs, but I don't think that it needs it yet, and I got stuck, I'm not gonna lie. When it comes to those locks on the back of the, like, imagine this is the plug, right? So then you have your normal boot that goes on the plug. There's a lock, like around there, that clamps on. Yeah, I have no idea what to do there, so maybe I'll actually take it in and get it serviced this year. Yeah, I have no idea what to do there, so maybe I'll actually take it in and get it serviced this year. Or maybe I'll trade it up to an 850, you never know. At least now we know how to take all this off. And to do the tank and stuff, I imagine I would have had to get a bolt from underneath right up in here, because this one is coming up, so I imagine I'd have to go under and up to get that out to remove the tank. The sled is still technically in the break-in period, and I don't really want it breaking in with that in how the engine is. And I'll order some new vents there, because after sitting in the sun, they become like extremely brittle. I was barely touching those, like just trying to get the front piece back on, and I was popping holes through them. So I'll replace those. Remember to sub for more content, leave a like, and I'll see you in the next one.